Mercedes experienced the team's most complicated race weekend of the season out of the 5 races we have raced in the 2023 season. The team came to Miami with some hope to have a better showing this weekend than what they were able to do last season. But if you look at the weekend overall, Mercedes struggled a lot. And Toto Wolff has revealed why the car was a bit awful during the Miami race weekend. Want to find out what the problem within the W14 was at the costal metropolis? Then stick around for the rest of the video. Let's start with qualifying performance at Miami for Mercedes. Well, no second thoughts on this as it was horrific for the Silver Arrows. George Russell qualified P6, almost a second behind pole sitter Sergio Perez, behind the Haas of Kevin Magnussen and the Alpine of Pierre Gasly. While that looks problematic, Lewis Hamilton qualified P13, after having warm-up issues during his final run in Q2. Clearly, the W14 did not have the one-lap pace, as George Russell pointed out that the balance of the car was good, but the car did not have any more pace in the bag. Lewis Hamilton was left with a kick in the gut after the practice and qualifying sessions at Miami, as it was evident that both Mercedes drivers were struggling for pace. "The car is just not working for us this weekend," Russell admitted. "We're struggling a lot with the balance, bouncing around a little bit, which I guess a lot of teams thought was a thing of the past, but is seemingly apparent for a number of cars. Performance wasn't coming to us. It's a real shame. Everybody is working so hard to achieve it, but clearly this is a little bit of an outlier circuit when we see the pace of some of the other cars." Important thing to note here is that the Miami racetrack has been resurfaced this season. So the track was very much green, and as more rubber was laid on the track, apparently the Mercedes car was getting slower and slower, which was evident from their pace drop out from FP1 to qualifying. Russell believes the Miami circuit is a bit of an outlier for the team, as he was not able to extract the needed performance from the W14 at this particular race weekend. It does seem a little bit apparent to this Miami surface, maybe because the track's so smooth, I don't know. But ultimately, we need to do a better job. The car was feeling good in FP1, but as the grip got laid down and the track improved, we seemingly just went slower and slower, he explained. Sunday's race was entirely different, as both drivers were able to show some good pace relative to their competition. George Russell was able to finish P4, while Lewis Hamilton finished P6, making up 7 places during 57 laps. Considering how close the midfield is, that is a good recovery driver, and the race on Sunday fared much better for the Silver Arrows than the Saturday qualifying. Lewis Hamilton was buoyed by his late race progress after claiming a 6th place result at the Miami Grand Prix. Speaking after the race, Hamilton explained how he had struggled to make any progress in the early stages of the race before profiting from the adverse strategy. "It was definitely difficult at the start, just being in a DRS train with a bunch of cars and trying to get past a Williams, which is always quick on the straights, so it was not so easy," Hamilton told media. "But eventually, I was able to start making headway, and then once I had done the stop and got back out on the hards, that's when I was able to really start to push. So the car came alive a bit midway through the race, and to get from 13th to 6th, I'm pretty happy with that. Unfortunately, we started so far behind." Overall, a complicated weekend for the Brackley-based squad. The race might have been good, but they were a long way behind the leaders, and possibly the gap might have widened up to a second per lap to the RB19, which is what Hamilton expects from the upgrades from the future upgrade package for the W14. Well, it's all a bit of an unknown. It's not like I have a 1-second upgrade coming, which is what I need, but it's something. It's a step in the right direction, hopefully for us to really be able to progress. Whatever the upgrades might be bringing to the table for the Mercedes drivers, they first should find out what the problem is of the car, which is what they are not sure of yet. The drivers both have expressed the need for more downforce and a better ride, as has Toto Wolff implied many times this season. But the W14 has many intermittent problems, which the team is not sure of what they are or how they can tackle them. Toto Wolff has talked about the problems of the W14 at Miami, and his comments perfectly aligns with what the drivers and the team's new technical director thinks is the biggest problem of the W14. Toto Wolff revealed that there are various characteristics within the W14 which has led to the team competitive struggles, suggesting that the car has problems everywhere in terms of aerodynamics. "I think that the car is not a nice car, not a good car," he said. "It's everywhere. It's the pace, the performance of the car, it's the lack of understanding of the car about why it is not delivering. It is the full spread of activities. I would say the performance is just really bad. Many problems are plaguing the W14 currently, which is making the Silver Arrows Challenger an unpredictable car." This is what Lewis talked about at Jeddah, and it is much more evident at Miami last weekend. Lewis Hamilton reckons that the W14 is not matched to the pace-setting RB19 in any area whatever. Asked where the team was lacking pace, Hamilton said, "Everywhere. That's the simplified version of Mercedes' problems." Toto Wolff feels this unpredictability of the W14 is the main issue within the car, and he revealed that this trait come up without any explanation. It's a lack of comprehension of what it is that makes this car such a nasty piece of work, he added. One thing Mercedes will for sure have noted is the progress they have made year on year at Miami, which seems to be nothing in terms of track position. Hamilton after Friday said that the team has not progressed significantly at Miami, other than eradicating the porpoising phenomenon. Wolff echoed Hamilton's remarks from Friday at Miami, and when asked about if the team expected a lowly performance in Miami by media, Wolff said, "No, it's worse than I thought because we are 12 months on since we were last in Miami and the car is just marginally better. Maybe it is not bouncing on the straight, but that is the only thing that is better than last year. The car is not fast enough, and we have no comprehension of why that it is between one session and the next. It is not acceptable." Mercedes is aiming to introduce a major development step at the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, which includes new side pods and a revised front suspension. The team is hoping that the tweaks will deliver a step forward in pace. That is something Hamilton talked a lot about at Miami. Hamilton at one point mentioned that he is counting the days for the Imola upgrade package to take effect and provide some good pace on track. But Wolff says of more importance from the upgrade package is that it should help engineers get a better steer of what has gone wrong with its 2023 Challenger. "I think what we're trying to do with the upgrade is to create a new baseline and for us to take question marks out of the equation and say, this is not the problem now that we have gone to a different concept. This is what is happening with the front suspension, and we are looking at bodywork solutions that are more conventional than ours, and that are going to create a different airflow. For me, it's almost like a reset to what would have been a good start 12 months ago, and then to try to add performance. The next race is at Imola, where Mercedes should have their upgrade package ready probably, and everyone in the team are counting the days till the upgrades arrive. But what do you guys think? With what we have talked about, do you think these upgrades will bring back Mercedes to the competitive front? Can Mercedes make it to the front with the current W14 chassis? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section down below. We'd love to discuss it with you. And on your way down, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to get notified of our future uploads, to keep yourselves up to date about the 2023 Formula 1 season.